Well, then you just jump on the scale and you're going, I hope I'm going to be good. I hope my weight's going to go, oh, it did it. I guess the Macca's last night didn't work.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Today we're going to talk about
the scale weight and why you should be a bit more cautious about relying on the number that comes up on this every single day.
Yeah, it's not like 100% accurate, right?
No, it's not. I think we know that by now, but we still see clients all the time wake up in the morning, grab their scale weight and go, fuck, why do I bother? They get frustrated.
Every single day, and it changes the whole day for this person. It's like, oh, I'm a kilo fatter, like this is a terrible day, and the whole day just changes. So today we're going to talk about this little one here. Here we go.
And look, the more you know about what scale weight involves, the less you rely on that number for making you happy or sad. Okay, and that's what we're going to go into today.
You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready to talk about this one.
All right, game on. So there's a few things that we want to talk about. 3, right?
Yeah, 3 things about the scale.
Okay, so there's 3 things we're going to talk about in particular the scale weight to make sure that you are doing it correctly so that it can be a tool in the toolbox, because it's still useful, isn't it?
Yeah, like we still use this one, but it's how you actually use it. That's the thing that we want to talk about today. So how to do it like better, how to do it more accurate, like how to do this weight as better as possible, right?
Yeah, things to consider. Okay, so number 1, we kind of touched on it before. Weighing in the morning, right? If you do not weigh in the morning, then whatever you've done throughout the day is gonna completely change what that number may read, and therefore how useful is that?
Yeah, just imagine like through the day you have a lot of food, you have a lot of drinks or whatever, and then you weigh yourself like in the afternoon or at night. So it will change depending on how you move through the whole day. So what we recommend, number 1 tip here is like in the morning, so that will be like the best accurate way that you can do. So as soon as you wake up, that will be a good thing to do, right?
Well, number 2, not as soon as you wake up.
Yeah, not as soon as you wake up.
You should go to the toilet.
Yeah. So normally, you wake up, and I normally wake up every day and I'm like, oh, I need to go and pee. So normally that's like, you should go to the toilet,
just pee.
whatever you want to do. Pee or whatever, like just like
number 1, number 2.
Yeah, no. Whoa. Go to the toilet, and after going to the toilet in the morning, that will be the best moment to do it.
And make sure you get fully dressed before you weigh yourself, right?
No, don't do that. So that's the 3rd one, right? So the 3rd one is like, it will be good like if you're naked in the toilet after going to the toilet before having a shower or whatever, like naked, or if you have like a pajama or something like really light, and if you can do your body weight like when you're using the scale with the same pajama all the time, because let's say one day you have like a thick pajama and then you weigh yourself in the morning, and the next week you have just like a really tiny top and a tiny short that is way lighter than the other whatever you were wearing, so it will change quite a lot. So try to simulate the same situation. That's what we want to do, right?
And that's why we want to weigh in the morning, right? That's also why we want to be naked or go to the toilet, right? Those things are all trying to make the environment as similar as we can, right? And that goes on to a point that we want to talk about, variables, right? There are so many variables when we talk about your weight and how and why it can fluctuate day to day, week to week.
Yeah, we have clients and they're like, I weighed myself today and it's like a kilo more since like yesterday or 2 days ago. Like I'm so fat now, it's 2-3 kilos more. But it's like, wait. Let's break it down, all right? So let's break it down the situation. And now we're gonna talk about all these variables that could fluctuate?
Yeah, that's close, fluctuate.
You got what I say, right? Your body weight. So let's get into those variables.
Now, the biggest thing to consider with our body makeup, right, is we're about 60% water. It's huge, right? So when we talk about water itself, think about all the things that can vary the amount of water that we contain. Okay, so we're gonna go all the variables. Like number 1, right? If you're a female and you've got your period or your cycle, in different periods of your cycle, you're gonna weigh a different amount of weight because hormonally, right? There's different stresses going on internally, which is going to change the way your body makeup, your body water content, as well as a lot of other things.
Yeah,
right?
so like a week before your period comes, like the body weight will change a lot, like so it will go higher. Or
well,
some of
sometimes
them go
7 days before, sometimes
Yeah.
it's 2 days before. Every female is different, and I'm sure you've probably noticed or picked up on some of these trends.
So that's why it's good to have to know how your cycle works, and then like you will know like, all right, my cycle's coming like I don't know in the next 3-4 days. So definitely if you weigh yourself, like you will see some changes there compared if it was just like another day. So definitely for a female that will change the whole game as well.
100%. Another big variable is going to be your food, right? Now, when we break down food, that can be a number of things. So, what you've eaten, how much you've eaten, the timing of what you've eaten, the type of food you've eaten, and then more specifically, we know that sodium, in particular, will change your water content, total water body content, and therefore will change your weight quite a lot. If you have a very high sodium meal the night before, it's almost guaranteed that your weight is going to be heavier the next day, regardless of how much food you may have eaten. Obviously, if it's way less or if it's way more, you'll get a bigger change or variance. But sodium content is something that's really important. We bring that up in particular, right?
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant, I guarantee you that meal will have far more sodium than a meal that you've made at home. So a lot of people go out for dinner, right? They enjoy a nice meal, right? That's a part of life.
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah,
It's nice,
yeah,
day
we
night,
do
right?
it, yeah.
You wake up the next day and you see your scale weight and you go, oh,
That pasta, that
shouldn't
pizza,
have that pasta.
yeah.
That made me fat.
That's the big thing, like.
And you feel guilty about it.
Yeah, you don't put on weight. You don't put 1 kilo of body weight or body fat in just like one day, one night. It's like, yeah, today I was 40 kilos and tomorrow I'm 42, 43, and then I'm gonna blame this meal that I had the night before. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. What's that?
So to put on a kilo of body fat, you would need to consume approximately 7,700 calories over your maintenance calories. So let's say your maintenance for an average female might be 1,600, 1,800, 2,000, whatever. A guy might be higher, obviously hugely dependent on your makeup, your muscle content, etc. But you need to eat 7,700 calories over. So we're talking probably close to 10,000 calories.
Yeah, who's gonna eat 10,000 calories in one day? That's a lot. Like,
it's challenging.
It is challenging. It's like it is a lot of food. So definitely you're not gonna put a kilo of body fat in one day or one night. It doesn't work like that. And also the body takes time to process all this food. So it's not gonna just like create the body fat, 1 kilo body fat, there you go, next day you're fat. No, right? But people think like that.
People
right?
think like that, yeah, they do. And we laugh about it, but this is also a reason why we're doing this video. It gets talked about a lot, but we wanted to talk about it in a little bit more detail, right? Because we almost all have a scale weight at home.
Yeah.
And almost always we jump on it regularly to see what our weight is. We're still saying it's a very valuable tool. We just want to be aware of some of these things. So remember that you can't put on body fat that quickly. It doesn't happen like that. It's actually quite difficult, and that's why when we're trying to lose body fat, it's also difficult. It's not going to happen overnight as well. That big run of 30,000 steps you did yesterday, you're not going to instantly drop fat tomorrow. Not a whole lot. It's going to take time, consistency, and discipline.
Yeah, that's why we also recommend to do the scale across the week. Because on the weekend we tend more to like go out with friends, have dinners out, or all these things that could have more sodium. So like across the week, just like try to pick a day that is easy for you, the day that you are off through the week, or like I don't know. I normally do like Tuesday morning because it's a day that I can do it. But I know, and I've been trying to be consistent across the week. I'm not like Saturday or Sunday morning where I went out like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I had extra food because
So yeah, there's two options with that, right? You can either record it one day a week, assuming and knowing that all your variables are similar. As in, I wake up at the same time, I pretty much have the same dinner, and I'm going to use one measuring point, whether it's a Tuesday, whether it's a Saturday morning, something like that. What I tend to suggest, and what we both tend to suggest with our clients, is do it every day, get an average. Okay, because you don't know what's going to happen throughout the week, and week to week our lives change, right? So get an average. If you sleep in one day, you know what happened? Your weight will probably be lighter. If you wake up earlier, your weight will probably be heavier, okay? You'll pick up some of these trends, and then you will become less emotional about the scale weight because you're going to see more data. And that's why we say data is key. It sounds boring, right? But once you start to understand, truly understand, all these fluctuations for you, because remember how my body weight fluctuates is very different to the way Paola's body weight fluctuates, okay? And similar to a lot of our other clients as well. I've seen clients who are 60 kilos fluctuate 1 to 2 kilos. Crazy, right? And I've seen other people who fluctuate within a few hundred grams, no matter what they do. Right, so you have to understand you and your body, and when you do, you'll be far less emotional, and then this damn thing here won't be something you hate, it will be something that you actually enjoy because it's giving you more information and it's helping you to understand what to do and how much you're progressing towards your goal.
Also, with the scale, with the body weight, we need to understand that body weight is like muscle and body fat.
Our weight is the sum of everything. In particular, we just want to talk about the difference between body fat and muscle, right? They're two different things. Now, most of the time, the most common goal I get is I want to increase muscle and lose body fat.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do both, it's what we call body recomposition, then your weight's not going to tell you, or your scale weight's not going to. Now, I know there's these fancy ones out here that tell you, oh, this is your lean mass and then this is your body fat, but in all honesty, they're not very accurate, right? And sometimes, because they're inaccurate, they can be a little bit more detrimental. But that's a discussion for another time, right? Remember that there are different things that our scale weight is telling us. So if you've gone to the gym consistently and been pushing really, really hard, and then your scale weight goes up a little bit, well, what's to say you're not putting on muscle, right? So we've got to remember, what do we really want at the end of the day? Do we want weight loss, or do we want fat loss?
Yeah, it's totally different, and that's what a lot of people, they don't understand. It's like your weight could be like the same or like higher, but that means like you're putting some muscle, but internally you are losing body fat. So like you're not losing body weight, but you're losing body fat. So it's totally different, and that's why the scale is not just the only, like if you see this number, you're like, oh, I'm fat because I'm like 2 kilos heavy, but it's not like you're 2 kilos heavy. It could be like you're putting some muscle because you have been consistent in the gym and all these other things. Internally, you could be like dropping body fat. Yeah,
just to clarify on that, right? Because you've heard this before, I've heard this before. It's not that you've turned the fat into muscle. It doesn't happen. You laugh. But how many people say, oh, I turned the fat into muscle?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Or I didn't go to the gym, so my muscle turned into fat.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that. But remember, the weight is the sum of multiple things.
Yeah, for our clients, we just hear a lot of like crazy things, but that's what
we're all thinking that.
We all think like that. Probably before I knew all this about fitness, about all these tools.
We've all been there.
Oh yeah, I've been there as well. I was thinking the same way. So that's why we really want to do this video and say like, all right, it's not like that.
Now remember, what we want to finish off, right, is that this scale weight, no matter how accurately you do it, in terms of, timing, in terms of going to the toilet, number 1 and number 2, in terms of whether you get an average across the week, no matter what, it's still only one tool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why we always recommend to have a combination, like different tools to see, to track your progress. So it cannot be just the one single tool that you are gonna use to see how you are progressing, because like there are other tools that you can use and then just see the data from all these different tools, and from them you can just like understand your own process and see how you are progressing. So there are other tools as well. So we normally do progress photos as well. So photos that in other videos we're gonna explain how to do it, how this one works. But it's really good to see your photos, because sometimes you see in the mirror every day and you can't see any changes, but in the photos, when we compare photos, it's like, whoa, that's a big change. I didn't realize how my body has been changing like that. That's one tool. The other tool
is tape measurements.
Tape measurements.
Okay, all these three, so scale weight, progress photos, and tape measurements, are all very cheap, easy to replicate. You can do it by yourself, or you can do it with the help of your partner. Those three pieces of information, triangulate, as Paula said, we're going to talk a lot more about those other two methods in other videos, but we thought this was really important to talk about the scale weight in particular. Remember, you want to use this to your advantage. Don't get too emotional about the scale weight, and remember, it's one tool in the toolbox, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. Also, so the scale is not the only tool, and all these tools that we talk that you can, the best thing is like to combine and read the data from all of them. But there are other tools that they are like a little bit more expensive that you can use, like there's the body scan, that you can pay for those body scans, but they are really in detail, that you can see like body fat, muscle, like lean muscle, all that, like really.
So what are they called? What are some examples? Because people probably used them before.
The in-body scans.
In-body scan, yep.
What's the other one? The
DEXA.
The DEXA one. So at the gyms, normally they have it and you can pay a fee to get done your body scan there. Also, there are other places that you can go and then do a proper one. But that's something extra if you really want to see other, like more detail, like what's going on inside your body. But it's not 100% accurate neither, right?
That's the thing, none of these methods alone are 100% accurate.
Alone, that's the thing, alone. The best thing is to read across all these tools.
When you're seeing green arrows or progress in multiple, so in your tape measurements, in your photos, in the scale weight, you can start to put them all together and go, all right, well, it's very likely that I'm progressing to where I want to be. You still can't say 100% for certain, but you can be you can be much more sure rather than just looking at the scale weight and going, yep, or no.
What you can be sure is like you're doing the right thing, that you are doing every day what you need to do to progress towards your goals, and then like that you will see changes, you will see results, and you will get closer to where you want to be. But if you are not doing anything and you are not even working towards anything of any of your goals,
well, then you just jump on the scale and you're going, I hope I'm going to be good. I hope my weight's going to go, it didn't. I guess the Macca's last night didn't work.
Yeah. It's like, in 2 days I have this big event and I have to be like super lean, so I'm not going to eat anything from here till 2 days because I need to be 5 kilos down. It's like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, guys, but that's why it's good to mix all these tools and start reading your data, and if you are really focused and really serious about your goals, you will see results. Yeah.
Guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. As I said, we wanted to go into lots of detail with this. I feel like we did.
Yeah.
And hopefully this helps you. We'll talk more about, as I said, progress photos, tape measurements in future episodes. But if you really enjoyed this, please give us a like. Make sure you share it. Share it on your socials, to a friend, to a family member, maybe someone that you know who's so fucking obsessed with the scale weight and they need to learn some more about it. That would be helpful for them, helpful for us, and helpful for you. So guys, remember, it's useful, but there's plenty of other methods we can use in combination. Subscribe, make sure you follow us, and if you've got any great ideas for future videos, let us know. So boom, make sure you subscribe and we will see you in future episodes.
Voila!
Woo!